So here we are again. How does it feel, knowing that everything you've done so far has played you right into my hands? And yet that changes nothing. You're not to blame. No, in fact, if anything, you're just a victim in all this. But something tells me, after all we've been through, you're a victim that knows what you're doing. You know exactly where you are, and the reason why. You haven't stopped me is because you care. I've grasped that. Even though I'm on the wrong side of things, I run this city. That, as well as my control over you, just makes you that much more enticed. Enticed to see how far I can go. Enticed to see how far I'll let you fall. And just like that, you have this pipe dream built in your mind, built on mere toothpicks compared to everything else, where I, in this delusion of yours, am somehow able to change into that prince you see me, the dark prince, to steal you away from this wretched place. And perhaps you're half right. Maybe I can be that dark prince. But the question is, can you really handle that? All the responsibilities tied to being something more with me. The reason why any of this has happened is arbitrary. It doesn't actually matter. The only thing that matters in our fickle lives is that we live and that we do it with no regard to anything except for the ecstasy of success. Defeat is a myth, one that most propagate because they do not understand it. And to that end, there's nothing you or anyone else can do to stop me. Now the only question left is, where is it you want to stand, and how hard are you willing to work to get there? I wonder, can you stand with me at the top of corruption, despite your prior morals? Despite everything, what would you toss away for a life with your dark prince? Oh, it's enticing, definitely. To see how far you'll let me go. Don't behave like a doll now. Something about the way you just gulped. That short breath, even if it was a quarter short. It was still lacking. My effect on you is just as prevalent as my effect on this city. You'd like to think you're above me. You'd like to think I couldn't get to you, that you're an exception. But you know I'm a bad man. And bad men tend to be the ones who get it all for a reason. Even if I'm bad by societal terms, what I do is not all negative. So trying to demonize me is inefficient. And even if you were to, would it really matter? Would you turn down a deal with the devil if it meant ecstasy and love? What does it matter what happens outside these four walls? Does it really? Does any of this matter? That is the question. You know, I hate to say it, but I think you're more in love with the idea of me. So what I want to get to the bottom of is how you feel about the man beneath it. What am I to you beyond the idea of the alluring dark prince? Do you know what I've sacrificed to get here? Do you know what I've lost? Of course you don't, because I haven't told you, and there's no way you'd know. What? Who told you that? Spit it out. Ah, so you're the relative, the one I couldn't find, and now you've played yourself back into my hands. Tell me, is all of this just for revenge? But if so, why tell me? I'm willing to bet, once you've seen me in person like this, you couldn't go through with it. You wanted to try, but it's effortless. There's no reason. Why would you do it? Why would you try when you know damn well any attempts at it are just going to land you nothing but pain? And besides that, why would you hate me for taking away a family member, a friend? At first, the prospect of my doings would be much more a negative than a positive. But I think you understand, while it may have been a family member and a friend, it was also an abuser and a cheat. Someone who took your heart and dashed it. They disrespected you. Something I've learned is never the right case. You don't get to where I am by being disrespectful to those around you. I respect you deeply, but not without reason. I have reason to believe, now that I've seen just a glimpse of your past, your present, I'd like to project your future. You see, once you get to the top, where no one can contest you, where everything is under your thumb, it gets boring. You can predict anything. You can do things that no one else can, like a god playing with numbers. Billions of dollars like it's pennies. And for what? So I have trillions. What difference does that truly make? Nothing. The difference is power, influence. But even that ceases to be my muse. I want something to distract me. I want a glorified excuse. And I want you to be that. One, because I'm curious of how you're acting, of how much of this that you show is really you, but also because of who you are. Wouldn't it be interesting if you fell in love with your enemy? If the very man you wish to kill was the one who stole your heart? The fact that you don't resist kissing me, that you welcome it, that you react to my action, proves one thing, and one thing only: that I may be a scoundrel, but you're not shooing me away. Isn't interest such a strange thing? Right now, I, the most powerful man in the world, have an interest in you. Someone sent potentially to kill me, to manipulate me, to abuse me, torture me, all of these things. And yet this situation plays out different than any storybook. Because I'm not your Prince Charming. If anything, I'm more your Prince of Darkness. And whether you and I ascend to the throne of ecstasy all depends upon your reaction, to which, if this continues much the same, I think you'll realize very soon you won't be able to deny me, because half of your heart is already mine. Now we just need to convince the other half, the half of you that's quivering, doubting, wondering why you're doing this, why you can't pull away. That side of you is the one I want to get to know too, so our goals coincide. I want to know why you fear and hate me when I've done nothing wrong. Yes, for all my sins, I've done just as many good deeds, bountiful things, and charity. I've saved people from things modern science couldn't even understand, all because I applied myself. Now, if being applied in what I do, control, is wrong, well then, baby, why are you still staring at me with those eyes, and why am I still letting you? There's nothing you can do to stop me, but there's everything you can do to join me, the figurative dark side to your fabled heroism. The things you've always cherished and looked up to, slapped in the face right in front of you. So tell me, hero, why is it you don't stop me? My hands are up. In fact, I'd go so far as to give you something as dangerous as a quirk erasing knife. Just like that. It's at my heart. If you wish to kill me, without further ado, I'd let you. Or is this just a test? That is the question. Am I a selfless prince, vying for your heart above everything else? Or am I a cunning, evil devil, tricking you into doubting what seems like it's real? You know, perception, like my touch, my fingers against your back, holding you close despite the knife in my skin. Despite your skin against mine, your heartbeat, your vulnerability. I live on the edge, baby, and you will too if you stay like this. Each second, I seep deeper inside of you. Each moment, my feelings, my potential, it entices you. It's natural attraction at its finest, but it's also my words. Of course you know, there's nothing you could do. You're powerless, even when in a position far above mine, for just a glimpse, and you didn't take it. So I'll take you. Don't you see it now? How I've made everyone bow their knee to me. It's so boring when they're easy, and you'll be just like a slap. Was that supposed to deter me? Though I suppose I was being a bit confident, though something tells me you love a man who's this confident, a man who grabs you by the hip and holds you, who dances through life with all of the grace and power you subconsciously want. You want me to control you, and yet you don't. You want to fight it. You want to be the hero, but half of your mind wants to be mine. Isn't that right? My cute little toy, of whom I don't think I could ever tire. What makes you so much better than the rest is the fact that you react so earnestly, so innocently. It adds to your appeal in that you have so much you could do or say, but you don't. You know why that is? You don't want to lose this feeling, this enticing danger, the danger of me taking you, of me corrupting you, of me making you unapologetically mine. But that's just it. Your resistance makes you even more desirable, even if it's half-hearted. You're so adorable, a dark prince that you've always dreamed of in your darkest dreams, right before you, stealing your lips, feeling your body as if it's my own, whispering all of my feelings right into your ear in a way you could never resist. Now, why don't you tell me what it is you truly want? No, actually, let's delay that just a bit. Why, you might be asking? Because I think there's still more to you. More that I'd like to get to know. Please come with me. You can sit in my lap, and I'll tell you everything you wish to know. Oh, why, you might be asking, why would I tell you anything? Well, I'll tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. Why? It's simple. Because I want you to know it. What's life without danger? If you ask for my bank card numbers, go for it. If you ask for anything, knowledge, power, I'll figuratively be your genie in this moment. The only thing I won't let you do is escape without sitting down to this little tea party I've prepared for you. Anything after that, I suppose you could walk out the door, but you'd miss out on everything. You'd be giving up the entire factory. You'd be giving up on all of these warm feelings burning both here and here. I know you get butterflies when I whisper in your ear. I know your feeble attempts at resisting me. They just make you feel more my captive, like a sweet sensation, addictive, as much as it is dangerous. That's what I want to be to you. That silky smooth, sweet sensation that comes with all the reality corruption does. I want to be the devil whispering in your ear, but also the devil grabbing you by your waist. Why is it, little hero, I don't hear you professing my crimes? Dear little officer, is there something stopping you? Stopping you from arresting your prince, turning me in for my misdeeds, the ones I did even to you? No, it's obvious. You don't because you can't. You see it, don't you? Why? Why I'm like this? You see, people don't make monsters. Circumstances do. As you already know, I was brought up into being my father's protege. And And just like that, history repeats itself as you fall into my arms. You're my perfect little toy. Isn't it amazing how I can do all this, how much I can make you feel, how much I can make you writhe, squirm, and I haven't lifted a finger to harm you. I haven't done any act of violence, act of dissidence. All I've done is whisper in your ear things you've always wanted to hear. Here's one. You're beautiful, breathtaking, unequaled. The one who I've ached for years. The one I've wanted all this time. Don't you feel special? Well, you should. As much as I'd like to deny it, you've been someone I've always wanted. But even me, the one who could have snatched you up in a moment, the one who could have taken you as fast as a plague, I hesitated because I wanted you to come willingly. I wanted you to be conflicted, to see that cute look of you as you fall to corruption. And what's wrong with that? What's wrong with letting yourself do this? Why do you feel guilty? You've known it from the start. It's what you've always wanted. You wanted someone to obsess, to want you so bad they'd give it all up. And so I want you to look outside. Look at this entire city. I could tempt you with that, but it's pointless. That's not what you want. Money, fame, power, it's great. But what you really desire is right here in this room. You desire my attention. You desire my touch. You desire all those nasty little feelings that crept up to your spine when you realized how you really felt. I've known it, and I just wanted you to come to that cold realization that your life is mine, that we intertwine like this, that your physical, your mental, and emotional connection, they all belong to me now. Tell me, when is it you realized? When is it you realized your cute little rebellion wouldn't work on me? Was it the knife? You could have ended me, taken me down, saved this entire city, and you tossed it away so magnificently. Bravo. Bravo, my dear. You proved so many of my points, and I love you for it, because it's a lonely world. When you're at the top of it, you ache for someone to want you, but they're too scared, too deathly scared to try. And I wanted you most of all. And I figured if you didn't kill me, you'd fall madly in love. And it looks like My bet might just be right after all. Why don't we cease your rebellion once and for all? It's not what either of us want. I want you to fall like I did. I want you to choose me over everything. I'll make it simple for you. I'm not some kind of monster, so why don't I just make you prove it? Now, if you really want a date with your dark prince, why don't we play a little game? A game that's simple. You'll have to give up those pesky morals of yours, but not in the classic villainous way, no. I just want you to see that there's two sides to every coin, that not everything in this world is good and evil. I don't consider myself either of the case subjects. I am somewhere in between. A man who has lost much, but gained something else. And if I gain you, perhaps then, and only then, I'll be able to see if I can find my purpose. You'd think I've found it with how successful I am, but purpose isn't so easily defined. I believe my purpose is to make you mine. After everything, nothing amused my heartstrings. The things I thought were my purpose, success, passion, all of it was nothing in comparison to what I felt when I saw you struggling with those hateful eyes directed at me, looking at you through the street camera. You may call it stalking, but I did no such thing. In fact, I looked out for you without you knowing, left bills where you thought you found by chance, little twists of fate because I couldn't bear to see you struggle. And then I rid you of your chains. I stole away those which punished you, those which held you back. And would you blame me? I killed them, yes, but I killed them for you. Can't you see the beauty in it? They would have destroyed you. They would have tarnished you more than they already did. Not that I'm saying you're some kind of rough gem, no. You rose above that. I appreciated when you became a hero. I appreciated when you began your ascent, but I also knew it was not what you were suited for. I couldn't bear to watch. You were my favorite thing, and you always will be. Because I realized watching something that shouldn't have meant anything became my whole world. In truth, I think you're that missing puzzle piece I always knew was there that I never wanted to face. Now, my one true muse, the one who makes my dreams possible. Now is the question. I want you to prove yourself to me. I want you to choose. make the difficult choice of being with your dark prince. Choosing me a symbol, a kiss, just like this, would mean you've given up your resistance once and for all. You've given in to me. You've begun your devilish relationship with your dark prince. And the other, if you so choose, press this button here in my hand. This button will release several wrongly accused from their jail cells, allowing them to escape. Now, my little hero, are you going to be the hero to the end? The selfless paragon that proves me wrong? The one who gives up all of their own happiness, their own love for others, all for nothing? Or the selfish, to contrast the selfless, the type that wants to take this world together with me, that wants to fall more than in love and corruption. You want to eat the forbidden fruit. And here it is, with these lips. You truly don't disappoint, do you? The fallen hero. Oh, how I want you so much, my fallen hero. You've sacrificed, you've proven your debauchery, your corruption. It makes me so happy for you. Oh, I can't get enough of it. Seeing that expression of yours caught between that tinge of guilt, that want for pleasure, that desire for everything selfish, yet the remnants of your heroism dying upon your lips. Oh, you are so adorable. But really, now you've had a taste of the forbidden fruit, can you really be satisfied with just a bite? Is it not liberating? The feeling of giving yourself wholly to the person you've always loved and hated without realizing it. You're everything to me, and I am everything to you. So now, what happens, my fallen hero? Where does the rabbit hole take us? Where do we go? And what do we do now? To think you would be in my arms, clutching me, quivering, completely helpless at my touch. To think my cat could send you such shivers, such feelings, only makes me more confident of how much you need me and how well our future together will be eventful, exciting, enticing, intoxicating, don't you think? And still you cling to me, the devil who dragged you down. Only I've dragged you into a place much better than heaven, the pit of debauchery, where no matter what, us together will be inseparable. A fate much better than being a hailed hero. You can rule the damned in the city of corruption. You can be my other half, my love, my desire, my perfect little distraction, one of which I'm very proud, very fascinated, and very very in love with, baby.